Welcome. Welcome to the Reed Report. I appreciate you guys for taking this time to hear me out. Thank you for joining me this evening, and please excuse the fireworks in the background if you may hear them during the time of this broadcast. I do apologize in advance. What I want to talk about today was of course, we have the subject of Damian Lillard and trade talks. Most likely he's going to be traded before the start of the 2023-24 NBA season, away from the Portland Trail Blazers. He's been with the Blazers now, 11, 12 years? It's hard to think that, it's really been that long since Damian Lillard has been in the league. I remember his first game was against the Lakers back in 2012. And now we are here in 2023, and he's going on his 12th year in the league. Let's look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, he's going on his 12th year in the NBA. Very accomplished player. 7-time NBA All-Star. All-NBA first team in 2018, which was the biggest season of his career. 4-time second team, 2-time third team, rookie of the year in 2013. All-NBA rookie first team. He's on the 75th anniversary team, in fact. Won a 3-point contest. Very accomplished player. A very, very accomplished player, Damian Lillard is. And he still have, he's about 32 years old, and he still have a lot to give to the game of basketball. Not done yet. But there's this notion that's going around now that Dame is in trade talks, and for the longest time, Damian Lillard was the one guy that would not leave. For a long time, people tried to say, oh, he should just leave Portland. He doesn't have any help. He doesn't have enough help. He needs to leave Portland. But Dame said he's not running from the grind. Most guys run from the grind. Probably talking about Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, LeBron James, and all those dudes. He said he's not running from the grind. He's going to win the championship in Portland. That was his goal. That's what he wanted to do. And just like Ray Allen, just like Kevin Garnett, just like many guys before him, he tried. He tried to win with the team he was on. 11 years. Ray Allen, I don't fault Ray Allen and KG for joining Pierce and even Pierce. You got to throw Pierce in there as well, because they tried to win with their teams. They were older, they were vets, they were past their primes, and so they just teamed up. And they got the job done once. They had other opportunities, of course, the Celtics, speaking of, to win, but they did win a championship. Of course, we know Ray Allen went to Miami and got another one, but that's another story. But Dame tried to win in Portland. But Dame has a ceiling as well. That's why Dame didn't win. A lot of people talk about, oh, he didn't have the help. He didn't have the help. He didn't have enough help. And after looking at it, I just call baloney. I call baloney because baloney is something I would never eat. It's a load of crap. It's not true. Dame did not lack help in Portland. Dame just had a ceiling. And his ceiling just wasn't higher than other guys who won. Of course, mainly the Warriors. The Lakers. Just go to teams who made it out of the West. The Suns, the Nuggets. It's not that he lacked help. It's that he had a ceiling. When you go back to his second season, first season they didn't make the playoffs. Second season, they finished 5th in the West. Had LaMarcus Aldridge, 54-28 record. Dame, CJ, Nicholas Batum, Robin Lopez. They hit a game-winning shot over the Houston Rockets in the playoffs in the first round. But the Rockets aren't the Spurs, because that's who they ran against in the second round. That doesn't mean Dame didn't have help. His team just wasn't better. Second time in the playoffs, third season in the league, 51-31, fourth in the West. You know what I'm saying? Had pretty much the same team, but Wesley Matthews as well, Steve Blake. Still had LaMarcus Aldridge. You just weren't better than the Grizzlies, who beat them in the playoffs 4-1. If you're that guy and Dame is a baller, but you utilize what you have around you and go from there. 44-38, fifth in the West the next season, beat the Clippers in the first round. Gentlemen swept by the Warriors in round 2, the 73-9 Warriors to be exact. They of course weren't better than the Golden State Warriors. But in that series, with a chance to tie the series at 2 games apiece, and that game 4, that was the series. That was a game where Steph played, I believe, the first game of the series in the playoffs, because in the first round of the playoffs, because he was injured. Steph came back and dropped like 40. That game went into overtime. It was in Portland, if I'm not mistaken, and Steph scored 17 points in overtime. In the 5-minute overtime period, Steph Curry scored 17 points. No, the Blazers weren't going to win the series, but you had a chance. Just because I don't think you're going to win, or that person doesn't think you're going to win, that doesn't mean that you're going to lose. I just don't think you're going to win. So no, they were not better than the Warriors, but they had a chance to make that series interesting. And the better team won. 41-41 the following year, swept by the Warriors in the first round. But this wouldn't be the last time they were swept by the Warriors. This would not be the last time. I'm going by these years because as I look, I just don't see it. And I just don't think it's true. If he wants to leave Portland again, I'm all in for Dame leaving Portland. Get out of there. You've been in the league too long now. Go if you feel that they didn't surround you with a duff, and Dame never said this publicly, but I hear Blazer fans saying this, and people in general just making this what I feel is an excuse for him. He didn't have enough help. They've had playoff success. They were second round phenomenons. They just couldn't make it out of the second round. Anyway, the 41-41, swept by the Warriors. The very next year, 2017-2018 season, third in the West, 49-33. Started to climb back to the top after being the 8th seed last year, the year prior. You thought they were going to do something, and then what happened? They were swept in the first round by a Pelicans team that didn't have DeMarcus Cousins, whom they lost for the rest of the season when he tore his ACL or suffered that leg injury, whatever he was diagnosed with. They lost to that team. They didn't just lose, they were swept for the second year in a row. They were swept out of the playoffs. They had, what's his name? Yusuf Nurkic. They had a squad. There's no excuse for getting swept. He's Dame, he's a baller, but it's just when the lights got bright, and you're going to see the year after that, he just wasn't that guy. Because in 2018-2019, third in the West, 53-29. Had people like Zach Collins, Seth Curry, Rodney Hood, Enes Kanter, CJ McCollum, Gary Trent Jr., Evan Turner, Nurkic. Yes, he got injured late in the season. I give you that. But you still, they beat the Nuggets. No, they sent the Thunder. Was it the Thunder they sent home in the first round? I think it was the Thunder. Yeah, they sent the Thunder home in the first round when he hit that 1,000-foot three-point shot that just ended the series. Then they beat the Nuggets in 7. Got to the Western Conference Finals. Finally broke through out of the second round. Got to the Western Conference Finals. Probably the first time this franchise made it that far since Clyde Drexler. Oh, no. They were there in 2000 against the Lakers. I take that back. So since Scottie Pippen and Rasheed Wallace. But got to the Western Conference Finals. But guess what? The Warriors don't have KD. Yes, you lost Nurkic, but the Warriors doesn't have KD. So now it's you and CJ versus Steph and Clay. And I remember before this series, I picked the Warriors to win the series in 6. And I was working at the news station at this time. And a colleague of mine, he picked the Warriors to sweep. And I said, dude, no way. No way Dame and CJ are getting swept by Golden State. They gonna lose in 6, but they not getting swept. And we put a bet on it. We put like a burrito bet on it, if I'm not mistaken. Like, all right, let's bet a burrito. Because that was this burrito spot right across the street from the station. And I said, let's put a burrito on it. I bet you they don't get swept. They're gonna lose in 6, but they ain't getting swept. And of course, we know what happened. Of course, we know what happened. Game 1, the Blazers were down 6 points going into the fourth quarter. Dame scored just 5 points, and the Warriors ended up winning by 22 points. Dame had just 19 for the game. It was a close game going into the fourth quarter. And Golden State just pulled away. And you're going to see a fourth quarter trending in all 4 of these games. You're about to see that. Because then came game 2, and we're still in Golden State. Blazers lost by 3 points. Again, KD out entire series. No Kevin Durant. So let's kill this Dame note. This Dame didn't have help notion after this. No Kevin Durant. Dame scored 23 points. Blazers led by 17 points in this game 2 in Oakland. This was still the Oracle, still the Golden State Warriors. More 2015 to 2016 because there was no KD. So, of course, had KD been in the series, I'd have been like, yeah, they probably going to sweep. They probably going to sweep the Blazers. They probably going to sweep them. They got KD, and the Blazers lost Nurkic. They can't hang. Game was tied at 89 in the fourth quarter, and this is game 2. Dame had 6 points in the fourth quarter, and he had a chance to tie the game and send it into overtime with a 3-pointer, but Andre Iguodala blocked the shot, and the Warriors are up 2-0. That's fine because you're going back home. Your crowd haven't seen a Western Conference Finals since 2000, since the year 2000. So the crowd is going to be rocking for this game, and surely this is the game where you blow the Warriors out, and then it's a close game in game 4, and you win close, go back to the Oracle, lose, come back home, force a game 7, and whatever happens, happen. No, what happened in game 3? Warriors won this game 110-99. Dame had just 19 points, so no Dame dollar performance after 3 games. None of those 50. He had 50 points in the first round where he sent the Thunder home in that closeout game. But we ain't getting this so far. Why is that? They're all of these games are close in the fourth quarter. And people acting like Dame was putting up LeBron James 2018 playoff numbers and not having help. That was not the case. He was not performing in these conference finals. Again, up by 18 points at home after being up by 17 in Oakland. They were up by 18 points in this game, game 3 at the crib. Dame scored 7 points in the fourth quarter. And by the time he started to score those points, the Warriors had already pulled away. Again, they won the game 110-99. The Warriors had already pulled away in a game that they were supposed to blow Golden State out of the gym. We know how loud that crowd get. It used to be difficult for the Lakers to win out there when the Lakers were an elite team. No matter how good the Lakers were, it used to be difficult to go to, I believe it was called the Rose Garden back in the day. It used to be difficult for them to go out there and win a game. So how do you how this is the biggest season of Dame's career, with a great chance right here, with a good team, solid team behind him. And how do you go into this series and let something like this happen? And now all of a sudden we're talking about Portland has done him a disservice. He didn't have any help. Game 4. Golden State closed out Portland 119 to 117. 2 points. Dame scored 28 points. It's a step up from the 22 and the 23 and the 19 he was scoring, but it still wasn't enough. He's the one that didn't show up. Because all of these games were close in the fourth quarter. Again, in this game 4, third straight game, they were up by 17 points. 17 points. Third game in a row, they blew a big lead. Yes, you can say, but this is Golden State and there's no such thing. You can say that as a fan and as someone who watched the game, but at the end of the day, 17 and 18 are still big leads. And you're at home. If it's just like game 2, if it's in Oakland, okay, whatever. It's still going to be a notch, but you're at home. Okay, you lost those 2 road games. You should have won game 2 because you were up big. But at least go home and split. Because I'm about to owe somebody a burrito. Because I said Warriors in 6. Up 17. Dame scored just 2 points in the fourth quarter. 2 points in the fourth quarter. Missed the 3 that would have won the game. He took a 3. So, people, he didn't lack help. He didn't lack help. He wasn't averaging 45 points and he didn't have help anywhere else. He just didn't show up in the biggest series of his career. And that's just his ceiling. That's honestly just his ceiling. From there, lost to the Lakers in the bubble the following year, lost to Denver in the season after the bubble. And we just started to see the decline of the team from there. They missed the playoffs the last 2 years, and now we are here where we are, where Dame is looking to be traded. But again, I just don't agree with the notion that Damian Lillard didn't have help. That loss to Golden State in 2019 showed me all I needed to know about Dame and what his ceiling was. Dame Lillard was chasing Steph, and he couldn't even come close. He couldn't come close to what Steph was. A lot of people had some success, a lot of success in the 2019-2020 or 2019-2020 season, including Dame, when Klay was hurt and Steph eventually got hurt really early in the season. Dame benefited from that injury. And it just went to show you just how much better Klay and Steph were. No way you get swept in that Western Conference Finals with no KD in that series. Lose, yes, because the Warriors were the better team. But just because you wasn't better, that doesn't mean you didn't have help. Just because I can look at the Warriors and say, hey, they were the better team, that doesn't mean, oh, the Blazers didn't have help. You just weren't better. So I say, again, leave Portland because you tried. It's not like you didn't try because they surrounded you with all they could. If people didn't want to go out there, they just didn't want to go. But you had help. So leave Portland and go to Miami and see what happens. And I'm not rooting against them, actively rooting against them. I'm just saying, Miami didn't lose the finals last year because they didn't have Damian Lillard. Miami lost the finals last year because they were too small. So if you bring Damian Lillard against that Nugget team again, Denver's still winning. You're way too small, and Dame doesn't play defense. They play defense out in Miami. Miami couldn't score, but they prevented you from scoring. Of course, that caught up with them in the finals, but they play defense out there. So this whole notion that, oh, Damian Lillard automatically championship, like, oh, this is going to put the Heat over. If they ain't got a physical big to complement Bam, because Denver just let Bam do whatever he wanted. Because Jimmy wasn't doing anything. So they let Bam do whatever he wanted because they know Bam ain't beating us. You didn't lose because you didn't have Damian Lillard. You lost because you were too small. And Damian Lillard makes that even worse for you if you add him but no physical big. So let's just seriously kill this whole notion that Dame didn't have help. We went through it. You guys tell me what you guys think. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think. Dame, like I said, great player. Top 75 all time. But this whole didn't have help, and I keep saying it because 2018, like, you got swept. You were swept. In 4 games in the biggest series of your career. And all 4 games were close in the 4th quarter. You just didn't execute. So that's all I got to say about that. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know where you guys think Dame will land. Is it the Knicks? Is it the Heat? Will it be a team that'll surprise us? We're hearing now that Portland is trying to get the Nets in the trade so they can unload Ben Simmons because just Tyler Hero just isn't enough for Portland. So they want more. I don't blame them. Dame still has a lot of basketball left in him. So Portland got to milk this and get as much as they can for Damian Lillard. But let me know what you guys think he'll land, and be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, and we'll talk soon. Peace.